There may be no need to introduce Nancy Landon Kassebaum Baker. She is probably one of the best-known women in the state and the nation. Although she was only a small child when her father, Alfred Landon, was governor of Kansas and a presidential candidate, political discourse was a constant part of her childhood. She has said she sometimes listened to conversations through the heating vent of her bedroom. It's no surprise that she earned a degree in political science and a master's in diplomatic history. But a career in politics was never on her mind as she and her husband raised their 4 children in Mays, Kansas. 20 years later, that changed when Senator James Pearson decided not to seek re-election in 1978. Nancy considered entering the race. Her father discouraged her, worried Kansas was not ready for a woman senator. But encouraged by her mother and her former husband, she defeated her Republican rivals and then won the election. Her slogan was, "A fresh voice, a trusted Kansas name." The New York Times commented that if her name had been Jones, her campaign would have been a joke. Her response was, "It is said I am riding on the coattails of my dad, but I can't think of any better coattails to ride on." And obviously, Kansas voters agreed. In this post-Watergate era of distrust, Nancy Landon Kassebaum presented herself as a common-sense homemaker. She proved to be a shrewd and tireless campaigner. She not only became Kansas' first female senator, in 1978, she was the only woman in the Senate. She served as temporary chairperson of the 1980 Republican National Convention. Called a maverick by some, she was conservative, independent, and liberal, depending on what she thought was the best solution. She was chair of the Subcommittee on Aviation, and after years of work in 1994 saw the Aviation Liability Insurance Reform passed. She also was chair of the African Subcommittee of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. As chair of the Health Committee, she gained bipartisan support in 1996 with the help of Senator Ted Kennedy and co-sponsored health care legislation. Easily winning subsequent elections, she chose not to seek a 4th term in 1995, planning on returning to the farm and enjoying her grandchildren. But things didn't turn out that way. In 1996, she married Howard Baker Jr., the former senator from Tennessee. In 2001, Baker was appointed as U.S. ambassador to Japan, and he and Nancy spent 4 years in Tokyo. Today, she is on the advisory board for Partnership for a Secure America, dedicated to recreating a bipartisan center in national security and foreign policy. In 2013, she was honored with the Choice of Weapons Award, established in honor of Gordon Parks for her strength of spirit and character. She was instrumental in the establishment of the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve, the last significant example of tallgrass prairie in North America. Her ties to K-State go back to the beginning of the Landon Lecture Series, assisting in bringing speakers to K-State. The Kassebaum Scholarship is named in her honor for her long and respected career in the public sector. She considers her best connection to Kansas State her 4 children, all graduates of K-State. We honor this Kansan, this maverick, this woman, for all she has done for our state and our nation. Please welcome Nancy Kassebaum Baker.